Welcome back, Collector Family, and today we are rebooting a series that hasn't really been on this channel in a long time. We got a little bit of a newer, feel to it. One that I think you guys are really gonna like. I'm excited about this. And today, to start it off, we're gonna be looking into a deck on So You Want to Be a Master. That is probably my favorite deck in my entire collection of decks that I have. Today's deck is easily more toxic than any of the relationships I've ever had in my life. But we are talking about a poison deck. This poison deck, yes, it is in a Charizard, a Mega Charizard deck box. But that's because it's a major pain in the butt for your opponent. Now, we're just going to look through this. We'll look at some of the cards. I am going to put some off to the side. And after we look at all the cards in the deck, we'll look at strategy. We'll talk about what we can do to improve the deck. We'll talk about why this deck is such a pain in the butt. And yeah, that'll be our episode. But I think you guys are really going to like it. This deck is actually a tri-color deck, but there's 4 different types of Pokemon in here. So as you can see, we're going to be starting it off. We got a Croagunk. Now this guy comes out of Steam Siege, and he has Poison Up, which if the defending Pokemon is poisoned, put 3 damage counters on that Pokemon between turns. This effect can be applied more than once. Ouch. Next up, we got Raticate. We're going to set that off to the side for right now. Toxicroak with more poison, put 2 damage counters on your opponent's poisoned Pokemon during Pokemon Checkup. So Checkup is just another fancy way of saying in between turns. And this deck runs 2 of those. It also runs 2 more Croagunks. So we have a total of 3 Croagunks, 2 Toxicroak. We're going to use a switch. Professor's Letter. Search your deck for 2 basic energies and put them into your hand. We're also going to use something called a Hypersonic or Hypnotoxic Laser. Woo! Okay. And that, you're going to flip a coin, and if heads, your opponent's Pokemon is also asleep. This card automatically poisons your opponent's Pokemon. Really useful. We'll look at that later. Evo Soda just is going to help us get our evolutions out. There's our energy, more Professor's Letter, more Evo Soda. We got a Koga's Trap, and this is probably one of my favorite supporters in this deck just because of the artwork. It's got Koga in it, it's a little bit nostalgic, but at the same time, your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned or confused and poisoned. Again, we're gonna put that off to the side, take a look at that later. We got some more energy. We got Dragolage with severe poison on it. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned, put 4 damage counters on it instead of 1 in between turns. Coughing, we got a Rattata. And here's another Coughing. This one is from XY Evolutions, and I didn't have to put this one in here, but I really just like the artwork. I like the nostalgia of this Coughing, so I put him in. This one, Galarian Wheezing, it's basically in here because of the severe poison. Basically another 4 damage counters in between each turn. And it also has Neutralizing Gas, which is a pretty good ability. As long as this Pokemon is in your active spot, your opponent's Pokemon in play have no abilities except for Neutralizing Gas. That's a really good ability, and that'll help out in pretty much any kind of battle because most Pokemon today have abilities. We got another Rattata, another Hypnotoxic Laser, another Galarian Wheezing, some more energy. There's our Burbank City Gym. put 2 damage counters on your poisoned Pokemon, or on Pokemon that are poisoned in between each turn. Now, this is a stackable effect along with the severe poison. So if you use severe poison and you're putting 4 damage counters onto your opponent's Pokemon, you're also going to be putting an extra 2 onto your opponent's Pokemon. This makes you deal 60 damage in between turns. Really cool effect right there. Another Rattata, another Koga's Trap. There's more energy. We got a Skrelp to go along with our Dragalge. Hypnotoxic Laser. We run 3 of those in this deck. Some old XY Evolutions energy there for nostalgia. Another Koga's Trap. I run 3 Koga's Trap and 3 Hypnotoxic Lasers in here. The more poison that I can put onto my opponent's Pokemon, the better. And there's always a chance that they're going to be switching out that Pokemon, that they're going to be escape roping, something to get that special condition out of the way. So I want to make sure that they, pretty much it's a futile effort. You're going to switch your Pokemon, but guess what? I'm going to poison it again. Skrelp. We can just have Poison Breath on this one. Again, not a bad card. Another Verbank City Gym. Got another Dragalge in here with Severe Poison, just because repetition is good in Pokemon. Got another Skrelp. There is our second Raticate break. There's our Raticate. Garbodor, that also gets put off to the side. Here's our Trubbish to go along with our Garbodor, another Raticate, and another Trubbish. All of these cards, guys, they all serve a purpose. This deck, on the channel here, John the IT guy, and myself, we like to play Pokemon. Misty Austin Blaze and myself, we also like to play Pokemon together, and this deck has become a dreaded deck. Nobody really likes to play against this because it's such a pain in the butt. For a lack of a better term, it is just a very toxic deck. No pun intended. But before we get into the rest of the deck and strategy and everything that goes along with this series, we're going to look at the latest giveaway. And yes, I drew these myself, so you're welcome. We got the Zacian and Lunala deck. That is the November deck giveaway. We actually built this somewhat together on a live last week, and we had a blast doing it. So we're just going to take a quick look at it. And so everybody who didn't get to see it yet sees what's in it. This deck the giveaway ends next Saturday, and we will announce the winner next Saturday. So this deck, we're using Espeon V in here. This is a good defense for any V Pokemon that you might encounter with this deck. We have Cosmog, Cosmium, and Lunala. Lunala has Lunar Pain, and you get to double the number of damage counters on each opponent's Pokemon. That's a crazy ability. Hoopa with Hyperspace Punch, just to put those damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon whenever you want. Zacian V, Necrozma V, Greedent V, and another Zacian V. So you get 3 Zacian Vs. You get 1 Necrozma V and 1 Greedent V. The Greedent V is just to help draw cards. Nom Nom Nom. Incisors does 120 damage, and you get to draw 3 cards. That's not a bad effect. Nice little filtering. This is a monocolor Psychic deck. We're also going to have Counter Energy, 2 double colorless energies, Professor's Research to help speed up and, help get your deck, help filter out the deck. 2 Rusted Swords to go along with those Zacian Vs. We got 2 Boss's Orders to kind of throw your opponent a curveball. 2 hops, draw power, an evolutionary incense, an energy search, 2 Pokeball, 2 Ultra Ball, a reverse hollow switch, 3 Agathas. The Agatha is just going to help move damage counters from your Pokemon to your opponent's Pokemon, especially if you're going to be using things like the Lunala. You're going to want as many damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon as you can possibly get. Damage Mover to help get your damage counters to the proper Pokemon so you can move them to your opponent or maybe save one of your Pokemon from being knocked out. We have Old Cemetery in here to help put damage counters onto your opponent's Pokemon. Being that this is mainly a Psychic deck, you're not going to have to worry about this, but this is going to become a real pain in the neck for your opponent because anytime they put a energy onto a non-Psychic Pokemon, they're going to have to put 2 damage counters on it. And we also have 2 Fog Crystals. You can search your deck for a Psychic Energy or a basic Psychic Pokemon, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. And as a little added treat, we have a Dark Sylveon in here as well. So guys, this deck giveaway will be ending next Saturday. We're going to announce that winner. If you guys want this deck, if you want to get in on this deck giveaway, all you have to do is, of course, smash the like button. Leave me a comment. Let me know what type of deck you would like to see on So You Want to Be a Master next. I have like 20 some decks that I can show you guys. We can make new decks. Whatever you guys want. If you guys have a special request, if you would like to see a certain kind of Pokemon in a deck, let me know. Leave that down in the comments. If you're new here and you're enjoying this so far, please do smash the subscribe button. Turn on those notifications. We're getting into more gameplay-esque on the channel here. I've always liked playing Pokemon. More so recently, just because it's a lot of fun. The more people you have to play with, the more fun it is. You know, it is what it is to play the same person over and over. However, it's always fun when you're playing somebody new and they have a new deck, and it's just a good time. So guys, get ready because a lot more gameplay is planned for the channel. So, alrighty, getting back to our very, very toxic deck. We are going to be looking at a strategy here. So let's imagine we have our field, right? So we got our Burbank City Gym out, right? We have a Garbodor sitting back here on the bench, just hanging out. By the way, this Garbodor, for those of you that don't know, this Garbodor actually comes out of Rebel Clash. And as much as we all want to call it Rebel Trash, I know it's a Garbodor, it was a trash set, Rebel Trash, I get it. But Poisonous Puddle, that ability in a poison deck is devastating. And you'll see just how devastating here in a second. But once during your turn, if a stadium is in play, you may make your opponent's active Pokemon poisoned. Crazy ability right there. Okay, so with Burbank City Gym out, with Garbodor out, that's awesome, right? Raticate. This is like the perfect scenario. But you have your Raticate Break, and Raticate Break has an ability called Super Fang. Put damage counters on your opponent's active Pokemon until its remaining HP is 10. In between turns, when you go to put damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon, after using the attack Super Fang, it's automatically going to knock out your opponent's Pokemon. You literally have a one-hit knockout combo right here between Garbodor, having your Burbank City Gym, or any stadium card out, and using Raticate Break. You're literally knocking your opponent's Pokemon. I don't care if they have 330 HP. It doesn't matter. as long as they're poisoned, as long as they're going to take that 10 damage. They don't even need severe poison. All they have to do is just be poisoned. There's nothing that they can do during your turn, essentially, to avoid their Pokemon getting knocked out in between turns. I made this deck right when Eradicate Break came out. This came out of Breakpoint. When this deck first got put together, it really wasn't all that powerful. It took a lot in order to get your opponent's Pokemon poisoned automatically, like every single turn. That's why things like Hypnotoxic Laser were so valuable in this deck. Now, with Garbodor, it almost makes Koga's Trap and Hypnotoxic Laser kind of obsolete. At the same time, if you don't have your Garbodor out, you need these in your hand. Again, though, you use one of these, you use Super Fang, it's over. Game over for that opponent's Pokemon. One shot, you're gonna knock them out. But wait, because you know what, guys? There's actually a way to make this deck better. And I haven't, just because I don't have the cards yet. But if I wanted to, I could show you guys how to do that. So, if we wanted to make this deck just a wee bit better, what would I personally do to make this deck stronger, more cohesive, more flowing, if you will? Well, I might take out the Koga's Trap. I might put in another Garbodor out of Rebel Clash. You can see here, market price is about 28 cents. There's 177 listings for 10 cents. That's not a bad option at all. What else, though, could we put into this deck to make it all that better? Well, because of stackable effects, that Toxicroak that we looked at earlier, we could put that in here as well. So the Toxicroak that we're looking at, it comes out of Sword and Shield base set. And it's going for 83 cents market price, 224 listings at 50 cents a piece. Wow, maybe people caught on to this, and that's why it's a holo rare. So, I mean, yeah, maybe that's why it's a little bit more than normal. There are some other ones, though, that you could put in here. Toxicroak out of XY Steam Siege has poison enzymes, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from your opponent's poison Pokemon. That's not a bad option either. A little bit of a stall effect. You know, there's lots of things that you can do with a poison deck. Just things to kind of really just make your opponent really just dread playing the deck. You know what I mean? Here's another one here. This is out of Mysterious Treasures, even. Poison Sacs. Your opponent can't remove the special condition poison by evolving or devolving his or her Pokemon. Wow. That's also a good option there. So you could actually technically run 4 Croagunks, 4 Toxicroaks, have 2 of them that add damage counters to your opponent's poisoned Pokemon, have 1 with Poison Sacs, and have 1, I would probably have 3, because that is a stackable effect. I would have 3 that add damage counters to your opponent's poisoned Pokemon, and then maybe run 1 with the Poison Sacs on it, just because. Guys, I want to say thank you so much for joining me on this little bit of a tutorial. We're going to be, like I said, we're going to be doing more of these. I'm going to be doing more of these. I really like the gameplay aspect of Pokemon. Collecting is a passion. Collecting's a great time. I have fun opening packs, collecting cards with all of you. It's a lot of fun. But what's more fun to me is playing the actual game. That's where I really find enjoyment in Pokemon. So we're going to be doing a lot more of these. Like I said, if you guys want to get involved in that giveaway for the Zacian Lunala deck, leave a comment, like the video, and if you're new here and you enjoy the Pokemon game or Pokemon anything for that matter, definitely hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bells. Guys, big live stream planned for next weekend when we announce this giveaway winner. You guys are going to really enjoy what we have planned for next Saturday night, so you're not going to want to miss that. Make sure your notifications are turned on. Thank you, everybody, for joining me on another So You Want to Be a Master. And until next time, keep on collecting.